Farming is a pretty important part of Minecraft. In fact, it's so important that Mojang actually released a guidebook that tells us exactly how we should be farming. So today, I'm going to be doing the opposite of what the guidebook tells us in order to effectively make every farming mistake ever. I'm really racking up all these achievements. First the building mistakes, and now the farming, but anyways, let's not dwell on my successful failures and let's get to it. The guide reads, for most crops, fields should start as flat land with a surface layer of dirt blocks. But my crops aren't like most crops, so I built my farm on a mountain. Most crops need water to grow at their full rate, so a tree plant within 4 blocks of water. I mean, that probably sounds like a pretty good idea, but I don't really know how I'm meant to get water up on the mountain, so why bother? The book tells us to break tall grass for a 1 in 10 chance of finding wheat seeds. But why do I need to break tall grass when there's plenty of short grass to go around too? Now we have the seeds to make the worst farm ever. Most crops need a light level of 9 or higher in the block above them to grow. Well, you know what? My crops aren't most... You know what? I'm not saying it again, I'm just gonna... But my crops aren't like most crops. Okay, well now that I have to build without torches, I need some way for the plants to get light, but they cannot be receiving a light level of 9 the whole time. So I decided to create the sulfur track. I placed a track around the farm and put a minecart down with a sulfur cube in it. I put a glowstone block inside it so that it would go around the track and give a light level of 9 to the nearest crops, and therefore no crop would be receiving a light level of 9 the entire time. Cut down any overhanging trees to ensure they don't block light. The other day I actually got a pretty cool comment saying that the overhangs I made in the green video were these things called cantilevers. So now what I'm doing is making a giant tree cantilever in order to block out all the light from my farm. According to the guide, we should build a fence around your field to keep hungry rabbits from eating your crops. I think that this one is the most ridiculous one I've heard, especially in the photo they show. It's just one fence so they can easily jump over it anyways. But nonetheless, I get to work on making my farm very accessible for the hungry rabbits desperate for my carrots. Or wheat. I don't know. I go to great lengths to make sure that they can get up no matter what. No fences. A huge staircase all the way down. Then you'll even see this this great sign I made for them, so that all the rabbits that can read in the world can find my farm as easily as possible. So that our crops grow quickly, we should keep our crops growing at night by placing torches nearby. But that just isn't gonna cut it with this farm, so now I need some way to make the crops stop growing at night, and that's all dependent on the light level. So I have an idea. If I take the sulfur cube away at night, then the crops can't get any light. And so you'll see this really weird redstone contraption I tried to make. But hey, it works. So what happens is I have daylight sensors to switch the tracks. The sulfur cube will stay around the crops in the day so that they can grow, since the overhanging tree puts too much shade in them. But then at night time, the daylight sensors will activate and the rail track will change so that the sulfur cube in the cart will now just be spinning endless circles until it turns daytime again and the crops can begin growing. And now the farm is complete, and it has everything you could ever need. I mean, it's very accessible to the hungry rabbits. It's on the perfect piece of land. There's no water in sight. All of the seeds are short grass sourced. Sulfur cube for timed lighting. And there's a super cool cantilever tree as well. And of course, the sulfur cube does make its night shifts. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this disaster of a video. And if you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And I just want to add, thank you so much for all the support on the green video. That was insane. And thank you so much for 800 subscribers right now. That is truly crazy. But I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!